waste cleaners, biodegradable tissues, and sustainable gifting, etc. This is again very interesting. By 2025, he has a vision to bring 100 social enterprises and their products to global markets and impact at least 1,000 rural households, providing them with sustained income throughout the year. So welcome, Mr. Harinder Mitharu, and thank you so much for being with us for in this our journey. You have been a great help to us. I have a great privilege in announcing the names of our committee members who are a real galaxy here. They are from varied hues and colors actually. Mr. Kamal Deep Singh, Mr. Mohit Gulati, Mr. Jasmeet Chadha, Mr. Tejinder Matharu, Miss Ajuni Chavla, Mr. Deepak Gupta, Miss Kajal Tandon, Kulbir Ji, Mr. Harvinder Manch, Miss Pallavi Marathe, Mr. Pankaj Sharma, Mr. Puneet Sareen, Miss Ruchika Tandon, Mr. Sunny Chawla, Mr. Lalit Vashishji, Mr. Jaswinder Singh, and Miss Kanika Khanna. We welcome you all today to this wonderful evening. So enjoy your journey with us today. Now, may I please request Mr. Gurpreet Singh Pasricha, the man of the hour, to catch hold of the gavel and strike the bell very hard and give us enlightenment on Punjabi Chamber of Commerce and inaugurate the ceremony formally. Sir.
Yes, thank you. I presume everyone can hear me, right, Sukhdeep?
Yes, sir. You're
okay. All right, thank you, Ji. Thank you. You know, मैं थोड़ी जी ना पंजाबी च भी गल करांगा, and because this is the Punjabi Chamber of Commerce, and I was just thinking आज सवेरे ना ਆਪਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਚ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ਾਂ ਦਾ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਨਾ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਥੋੜੀ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਹਾਣੀ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਕਿ and in 1975 the first time I ever sat in an automobile, quite frankly, ਮੈਂ ਪਟਿਆਲੇ ਸੀ, ਪਤੰਗ ਉਡਾਉਂਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਸੀ ਗਰਮੀਆਂ 'ਚ, ਐਂਡ ਉਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਆਦਤ ਸੀ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ 'ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਤੰਗ ਬਹੁਤ ਉਡਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਐਂਡ ਮੇਰੇ ਚਾਚਾ ਜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਯਾਰ ਤੈਨੇ ਨਾ ਹੁਣ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਕੱਲ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ। So the first time I sat in a car was when I was going to Delhi from Patiala. And then before I knew it, I was on this big Air India airplane, of course. And me, my mom, and my 2 sisters, and we came to this country on June 5th, 1975. Okay. So that was a long time ago. And one thing which I really realized throughout this journey was that I am always proud to be Punjabi, and how can we somehow work together in the Punjabi community the way we used to. And ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਭੁੱਲਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਏ, ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਐਂਡ ਸੈਪਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਇਆ। ਪਹਿਲੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਟੇਟ ਟੁਕੜੇ ਹੋ ਗਈ, and in the 1950s, and then of course other issues. But through it all, right, I realized that, and a lot of our friends realized that we have to be one community and we have to work together, and because we are joined irrespective in the Punjabi community. So that's one background. The other background, and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ, ਜਦ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਮੈਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਸੀ, ਇੱਕ ਨਾ ਗੋਰਾ ਆ ਗਿਆ, ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਭੱਜਣ, hello, how may I help you, do you want tea, do you want this, do you want that, ਸਾਰੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ ਸੀ। ਐਂਡ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੇ ਗਰੁੱਪਾਂ 'ਚ ਮੈਂ ਆਹੀ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, ਜਦ ਕੋਈ ਬਾਹਰ ਵਾਲਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਬੁਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਰਾਈਟ। ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਪਕੌੜੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਤੇ, ਮੁੱਕ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। So ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਰੁੱਪਾਂ 'ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਬਣਾਈਏ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਭੱਜਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਭੱਜਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਐਂਡ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਆਈ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਦੀ ਵਧਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਗਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਲੱਤ ਫੜੇਗਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੋਣ ਦੇਗਾ and I do not believe that I do not believe that Punjabis in their heart do not want their fellow brothers and sisters to succeed I believe that they do so this is how we started this journey focused on us and focused on our ability to help each other and so this is really the foundation of the Punjabi Chamber so I'm just gonna I don't want to go spend too much time on these slides but you know ਸਾਡਾ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਰੂਲ ਸੀ ਜਦ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚੈਂਬਰ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ no religion no politics is involved in this and we are you know essentially created by the Punjabi community for the Punjabi community so this is essentially a non-profit startup which was really funded by our Punjabi community and wonderful trustees like Herman Singh who's with us today from New York from Omni Mortgage and many other you know leaders in our community they gave us the financial resources and the support and continued support to take this mission and so we raised money and then we started testing things out in New York and New Jersey first this is where we started and when we started there was of course not all you know roses as they say and we essentially started with small functions you're seeing you know Amjot Singh there he's a basketball star you're also seeing our trustee another trustee who joined us Vinny Mahajan he's checking his message on this one on this photo but anyway so we had quite a bit of support from the community and I'm proud to say because of that support ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਹੌਸਲਾ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਐਂਡ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸੋ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ 13 ਚੈਪਟਰਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ and you know we're blessed you know in North America we have New York New Jersey Philadelphia Washington DC Toronto Vancouver then we have London and I'm proud to say in India you know we have Mumbai here we have Delhi we have Ludhiana Chandigarh Jalandhar and Amritsar right so you know ਲੋਕੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਪੰਗਾ ਲਿਆ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਸਹੀ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਪਿਆ and you know ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਥੋੜੀ ਕਹਾਣੀ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ ਸੀ ਕੋਈ ਕਨਵੈਨਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਹਰ ਪਰਸਨ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਈ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਤਾਂ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਹਾਰਵਰਡ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਸਟੈਨਫੋਰਡ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਮੇਰਾ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਮੇਰੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਆਟੋ ਪਾਇਲਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੱਚੇ ਦਿਓ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਐਂਡ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨੈਸਿਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਵਧਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਫॉर lack of a better word ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ almost like a LinkedIn for Punjabis and it's a global network and everything is based on the network and so ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੇਸਿਕ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ of course directory ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ classified section ਹੈਗਾ in-app messaging ਹੈਗਾ right now ਅਸੀਂ mentor program ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ And one of the most important things which we realized कि ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, how do we also fund some businesses that need to get started? And we can only do that as a group. So we're going to start our online pitch sessions in the next few months. And we have very qualified people from finance, some of them from the West Coast and in other major areas who have a lot of experience doing this. So we're very, very excited about having all of these features. Now, of course, group benefits is a major thing. So we're working with other organizations to get us, benefits for our members and the like. So at the end of the day, the thing is that how do we, as a community, create a harmonious and loving atmosphere where everybody can prosper. And this is really where the Punjabi Chamber comes in, and this is the feature of our platform. Asli na seva da platform hai, but ਅਸੀਂ focus ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ ਹਾਂ commerce, because of course if you can give someone a job, that's the ultimate gift. If you can help them in their livelihood, it's the ultimate gift. In Punjab, in especially ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਲਗਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਲੰਗਰਾਂ ਤੇ, but ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਲੰਗਰ ਛਕ ਰਹੇ ਆ, majority ਮੋਟੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਐਂਡ ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਦਿੰਦਾ। ਮੈਨੂੰ 2-3 ਹਫ਼ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਤੋਂ ਫੋਨ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ ਯੰਗ ਮੈਨ ਦਾ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਭਾਜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਪੈਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਮੈਂ ਫੂਡ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਰੱਖ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੁਣ ਟੇਬਲ ਤੇ। ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਈ। ਕੋਵਿਡ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੰਮ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰੋ। ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਯਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਬਟ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਇਹ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਨੈਟਵਰਕ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਨਾ ਇੱਥੇ। ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਹਾਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ 20-30 ਮੈਸੇजेस ਭੇਜੇ ਚੈਂਬਰ ਦੇ ਮੈਂਬਰਸ ਨੂੰ, 5 ਮਿੰਟ 'ਚ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰਾਈਟ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ। So this is the power of networking. This is the power of knowing people, right? And so ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਕੱਲੀ in person networking ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ, ਜਿਹੜੀ virtual networking ਹੈ is just as important. ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਟਾਈਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ travel ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। So we have to provide a network which is basically there to help everyone. And the idea here is that the network itself, ਇੱਕ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ network ਦਾ, ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ network ਹੈ ਉਹ discriminate ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਕ ਹੈ, of course by nature ਅਸੀਂ discriminate ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। So the feature of the network is also that it benefits women and other groups who are basically underrepresented in majority of chambers of commerce. When I typically go to a chamber, or even in ours right now, we're trying to get more women participation. And when we go to personal events, we only see a handful of women at these events. And then one time I asked some of the women, and they said, you know how difficult it is? It takes, especially in India, it takes about an hour and a half to essentially get to the event. And we have to get home and we have other issues. So this allows us as a network to basically provide a forum for our members to work together and to do things. So on the other things, we discussed our local chapters already. I'm not getting into that, but majority of the local chapters are, the way we do our local chapters is a unique feature, is that ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, we have volunteers at each local chapter. ਅਸੀਂ diverse group of individuals ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, men, women, Hindu, Sikh, different professions, and we bring them together. And so we like to call it now the Punjabi think tank. And we have so many people around the world. We're closing in on 100 volunteers worldwide. You're looking at our Delhi chapter there, Ludhiana. And we are blessed now with such wonderful people worldwide. Now we're also working on major initiatives that affect our community. And so what's happening now, I would tell you, is a wonderful time for the Punjabi Chamber and our Punjabi community. I know we're facing this tough time with COVID and other issues, but I think together our network itself can help our community. And you're seeing some of the stuff that some of our members are doing, and that's the whole idea. It's to get members to participate and to give to the community and to provide a platform for giving, right? So finally, ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਇੰਨੇ ਲੋਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ community 'ਚ, but ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਇਕੱਠੇ, ਆਪਾਂ our network ਕਿੱਦਾਂ utilize ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. And so what we did is we started the Punjabi Chamber Foundation, which is the charitable arm of the Punjabi Chamber. And this chamber essentially gives, uses the network to raise money for proper causes. And so recently we just raised $35,000 for COVID relief, and we've been sending money there. This is a food drive that we participated in New Jersey area. And we donated PPEs and food to hospitals in the area. So as you see, we don't just focus on helping just the Punjabi community, because that's really not the Punjabi way. We help everyone as well, irrespective of their background, right? So this is another feature of the network. We had said if we're going to have so many businesses, so many people here to help us, then why not use that properly? And so this is really the network. It's commerce without religion or politics, where we focus on helping ourselves, helping our communities, okay? And that's really what we're all about. And the one final feature, which I should have mentioned before, but I'll do it now, is when we went to the trustees, and the trustees were very, very supportive of this idea that, hey, what we want to do with this community is to create a free platform, because we realize that younger kids do not have a budget to join chambers and other groups. So from day one, we have been a free platform. And the idea is to get as many people on the platform, and then we survive primarily through the support of our sponsors and trustees who have been willing and able to help us. Now, all of you that are listening, doesn't take much. It's a free platform. You know, I'm urging you to go to punjabichamber.com. You can see it on the screen, and just join. Takes only a minute. There you go. And then you can also participate in whatever capacity. So we'll be shooting out emails to you and asking you if you would like to become a mentor, if you would like to offer a discount to our members, if you'd like to participate in any of the programs that we're doing. So there's a lot of things happening right now. It's a wonderful time, and I welcome all of you to our wonderful Punjabi community, as we say, the worldwide Punjabi movement. And God bless you all, and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for this informative session. Before we move on to next Power Pack episode, I have a great privilege in announcing that Colonel Mr. Narendra Pal Singh has also joined us. Sir, we welcome you all. Thank you so much for being with us today. It's an honor for us, sir. I do have the privilege. Yeah.
Thank you.
We will have more from Colonel Narendra Pal Singh ji as we traverse our journey today. I have a great privilege in announcing that Ms. Meenakshi Sharma, Assistant Secretary General, SHM, I would like to pay humble thanks to her. If she hasn't joined, she will be joining very soon. She has sent us her special wishes also. I'm grateful to WTC Mumbai also for their good wishes for this launch today. I'm especially grateful to Mr. Asim Charania, CII, Confederation of Indian Industry. He couldn't be here to do some engagements, but he has sent his good wishes to us for this launch. Thank you so much, sir, for your best wishes for us. We do have Mr. Anurag Avasthi. He is the Product Manager, Center of Excellence for Indigenous and Inclusive Products at Government E-Marketplace, better known as GEM. Thank you very much for joining us today. So now let's move on to our powerhouse. Let me introduce the tycoon, Mr. Kapil Mehra. He's also the Board of Advisors of Punjabi Chamber of Commerce. Sir, a very warm welcome to you, sir. I would like to introduce Mr. Kapil Mehra to the group. Graduate in Commerce from the renowned Sydenham College of Commerce and postgraduate in Law from the Government Law College, Mumbai. Mr. Mr. Mehra calls himself by the term a serial entrepreneur. He is a promoter, director, investor in various companies in diversified fields like entertainment, real estate, FMCG products, finance, and insurance sectors. Mr. Mehra's success lies in his ability to foresee new business opportunities ahead of its time. He's currently writing a very interesting book. It is titled as Convert Your Network into Net Worth. So goes without saying that he's a man with an immense network of relationships worldwide. Mr. Kapil is always ready to help friends connect dots without a fraction of selfishness and always finds time for a good deed, for good karma. So very aptly, most of his ventures start with the same name, Instant Karma. I would like to add here, I found his email also very interesting. It is Instant Mehra. So very warm welcome to the Board of Advisors of Punjabi Chamber of Commerce, sir. May I please invite you to say a few words and initiate the next powerhouse session of this launch event today, sir. Mr. Kapil Mehra.
Thank you, Jagdeep. You've been very kind with your words. I don't know if I deserve all those adjectives. But I'm very privileged to welcome our keynote speaker for today, Mr. Jagdeep Kapoor. He has an impressive list of clients, both national and international. Kapoor Sahab is a prolific writer. He has written innumerable articles on brand building, marketing in newspapers, magazines. He has authored several books, and some of which are, followed by his students like a Bible. As a brand marketing consultant and mentor, Mr. Kapoor has helped numerous companies build their brands by understanding the customer's mind. And he has worked with several big brands. I think you can read about it even if you search on the internet. They are right from Mother Dairy, Fruity, Synthol, Fevicol, FedEx. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And he's a recipient of several awards, recognitions, including the Lifetime Achievement Devang Mehta National Education Award, the prestigious CMO Asia Fellowship Award, and the World's Best Storyteller Award by CHRO Asia. We are honored to have you here amongst us, Kapoor Sahab. And if I would say rightly, Kapoor Sahab is the pride of our Punjabi community and also the pride of India. So over to you, Kapoor Sahab.
Thank you, Kapil, and thank you for inviting me. First of all, let me congratulate Gary and Sudeep and the entire team for this initiative of the launch of the chapter at Mumbai. Mumbai needed this, and I'm sure you've come in at the right time. I was very with what Gary had to say, the journey, and how well it has done. And I am sure that you all as a team will be taking it to great heights. Today, what I'm going to share with you, and I read in some of the objectives which Gary had presented, was that you'd like entrepreneurs to grow their businesses. And you would also like professionals to lead their businesses. And if I'm right, I noted those down. And in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to share with you certain brand shastras which could help do that and take you forward with that. Let me begin by saying that if you'd like entrepreneurs to make their businesses grow, and if you would like professionals to lead their business to a greater height, it's very important to recognize one thing. And that thing is, and this may startle you, surprise you, may shock you, but the first thing you have to understand is, in today's world, people do not buy products. They do not buy services. They buy brands. And this has to be understood. Even the Punjabi Chamber of Commerce is a brand and can be built as a great brand across the world. And I'm so happy to be a part of the launch of the Mumbai chapter and contribute as a part of the community. So having said that people don't buy products, but they buy services, no service, no product, only brand. Branded service, branded product, no normal commodity. What is the benefit that you get as a business if you build a brand? There are 5 benefits. And I remember 5 because we are the Punjab Chamber of Commerce, and Punjab is 5 rivers. So I'm going to tell you the 5 benefits if you build a brand. Many people have great products, great technology, great infrastructure, lovely factories. But somehow or the other, they are not able to take their businesses to the next level, both in terms of top line and bottom line. So they create great brands, then you grow. But if you just create great products or great services, I'm sorry, those are suboptimal results. So what are the 5 benefits that you get if you build a brand? First benefit, you sell more. Why do you sell more? I've been associated both in consultancy and with a number of companies, and I see a lot of people from the US, a lot of people from India, and from other parts of the world. I've been the senior vice president of FedEx, the largest express courier company. I work with Kraft General Foods, working with Kraft cheese. I launched Tang in India and have been associated with Warner Lambert, a number of American companies, and some of Warren Buffett companies also I consult with. What is very important for you to understand is that consumers would buy a product or a service only if they trust it. And another name for trust is brand. And therefore, you need to build brands. And therefore, the first benefit is you can sell more. I told you I'll tell you 5 benefits. The second benefit is you can sell faster. Jaldi bech paoge. Der nahi lagegi. Because there are people who wait for customers to come in. In today's COVID world, when there are lockdowns going up and down, when things have changed, there is a new normal, there are some who are just waiting. Lockdown will open, things will become better. But there are others who have taken these opportunities with both hands and been able to say, hey, if the world has changed, if the needs have changed, we need to change. And therefore, you can sell more. Secondly, you can sell faster if you adapt the right brand strategy. Thirdly, you are in a position to get a better price realization. कोई चीज तुसी 100 दी बेच दियो, अगर brand है तो 300 दी बेच पाओगे, 400 दी बेच पाओगे. And you are not cheating anyone. There is a value to it. And that value is called perceived value. And the perceived value is both tangible and intangible. Because just a product with no reputation, with no image, with no track record, cannot be believed, cannot be trusted. So the third benefit of building a brand is that not only you sell more, not only you sell faster, but you also get a higher perceived value, you get a higher price realization. The fourth thing is you get continuous sale. Any लगा कि रोज कुआ खोद दो, रोज पानी निकाल लो, नहीं. Once you build up a brand and you build that brand in such a manner that it evolves and it grows, you can have a business for generations. तुसी देख लो, whether it be US, whether it be UK, whether it be Australia, whether it be Canada, whether it be India, brands have lasted 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, across generations. And therefore, it's very, very important that the fourth benefit is continuous growth. And ultimately, what are we all looking for? We're looking for sustained, profitable growth. If you have growth and it's not sustained, it's useless. If you have growth which is sustained but not profitable, it's useless. So you need to have sustained, profitable growth, and that's what brands have. And the fifth benefit is not only does the consumer get value, but the entrepreneur gets valuation, brand valuation. I will give you umpteen examples, and you know. A few days ago was the Reliance annual general meeting, one of the Indian companies. And in the last 1 week or 10 days, Mr. Ambani has been able to beat many of them in terms of his net worths, including some of the biggest global names. The reason is that the valuation of his brand and his company and set of brands, including Jio. I mean, the speed at which in the last few weeks, international investors have come and invested in the Jio platform is not a joke. Why? Because that brand created a pull. In brand building, you can push. Dhakka maro, dhakka maro, dhakka maro, becho. That is okay. You can do gada majuri. But if you also create a pull, जो सामने से customer or consumer मांगता है, then it's 10x. So we had a company a few years ago, and that company was a 400 crore in Indian rupees company, and they had various brands like Move and Crack Cream, etc. But they kept building that brand. And then a UK-based company, Reckitt, which makes Dettol and Harpic, bought over at 8x, a 400 crore company being bought over at 3,200 crores. That is the fifth benefit of building brands. Not only value, but valuation. So as being part of the Punjab Chamber, Panjatwan benefit this year, brands build karan vaste. But unfortunately, log brand build nahi karte. What are the resistances? I will tell you where the resistances are. Are the resistances in the factory? No. Are the resistances in the market? No. Are the resistance from customers, consumers? No. The resistances are only at one place, in the mind. दिमाग बंद है, बहुत खर्चा होएगा ब्रांड बनाने वास्ते, बहुत मेहनत लगेगी, ब्रांड वड्डे लोग बनाते हैं. अरे जिन्ने भी वड्डिया कंपनी है, however big a company is, someday they were zero na. They started from scratch na, and then they built themselves. They were not born big. So therefore, entrepreneurs, and I like what Gary showed on the screen, where he says we'd like to have entrepreneurs grow their businesses. And we would like to have professionals lead their businesses, which is part of the objectives. And I was impressed with that in the objectives and memorandum of the chamber. So you need to be able to look at it in a different perspective. There are two more things I'm going to say in the next few minutes. The first thing is you will always face barriers. Face barriers from outside is fine. That's part of business. But facing barriers from inside, सोच वास्ते, कि सोच बंद है. Now that doesn't give शोभा to our community. जब सब कुछ बंद हो जाता है ना, एक चीज खुली होती है, वो है थोड़ा दिमाग. When everything is closed, at least open your mind And you open your mind, you will open your market. And you open your business. And you'll open your kismet. But unfortunately, the thing which is easiest to be done, maybe it will take 1 minute, that is not done at all. We blame the external factors. We wait. We hope infrastructure will come. No, all that comes through thinking. Where is the market, in my opinion? Many may not agree. But in my opinion, the market is in the mind. If you think there is a market, there is a market. If you think there is no market, nahi hai gao. So the fact of the matter is that you need to, so when the COVID corona problem started, and many of my clients for the first 10 to 12 days had a situation wherein they were all paralyzed, not physically, but mentally. They're all waiting. Unhe khulega, baat hoega, let's wait and watch, etc. I said nothing. I got all of them, pushed all of them, start. If there are new circumstances, you adapt. If you adapt, consumers will adopt. I remember many years ago when the US ambassador was there and there was a get-together and I was introduced to her. Her name was Nancy. She asked me, how come the Koreans are able to move faster than the Americans in India? How come their businesses are growing faster? I said, madam, only one thing. You have to adapt. You have to adapt to new changes. You have to adapt to the environment. And there are companies which have started adapting. McDonald's has only vegetarian outlets also. Never ever does McDonald's have home delivery. But in India, we believe home delivery is our birthright. So they've started home delivery. And there are so many things which international companies have adapted. And therefore they've grown. So the important thing is when you build your brand, you need to adapt so that customers will adopt. And that is opening of mind. So I had to tell my clients, international clients, national clients. And for that, I gave them 2 brand mantras. And all of them that I say, the brand mantras are registered in my name as a trademark. So in the beginning of April, I gave first brand mantra, no Rona during Corona. No Rona during Corona. Rona dhona band karo. Agar kuch band hai to dusra khulao. Now we have our Punjab Chief Minister, for the good of the state, he has announced that by Saturday and Sunday will be closed, lockdown. Monday to Friday will be open. So a lot of marketing sales people and a lot of my clients say, unki career Saturday da band ho gaya. Are agar Monday to Saturday enna kaam honda si 60 da, te Monday to Friday 60 da kaam karo. In 5 days cover it up. But don't stop. The other thing I've said is, and this is something which I had said almost about 44, 45 years ago, and that is registered in my name, trademark, which many of you may be familiar. Jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. I'm the author of that. Okay. And if you are not visible, an invisible brand doesn't sell. You need to be in a position to be able to at least present yourself, your products, your benefits. But if you keep quiet and you think कि अपने आप कोई तो discover करेगा, तो फिर you will have to wait for 2-3 lifetimes. 2-3 बार पुनर्जन्म होएगा, फिर शायद कोई discover करेगा. But you have to be in a position. Don't oversell yourself, but don't undersell yourself also. At least present yourself. Jo tusi hage ho. And I'm very happy about this initiative, about this chamber, that you are coming out, you're sharing with others. So many people don't know. Mumbai life is very fast, just like your life. But the very fact, I was sharing with some of them when Gary and Sukhdeep sent me the WhatsApp. And you won't believe the kind of response I got from some of the Punjabi community in Mumbai. And all types. Some guy found time and said, Balle Balle ji, aa rahe hai, koi kanda chak de, koi kanda. I mean, the fact is, there is a latent desire to join in a community and contribute. But someone has to present it. So therefore, congratulations for starting this trip. Finally, I'd like to end by telling you, and giving you a roadmap. क्योंकि तुसी कह सकते हो अरे ऐसा आपका ज्ञान दे देता मगर करिए किस तरह? How do we do it? Show me a blueprint, show me a roadmap. कल अगर जाके मैंने शुरू करना है entrepreneurship या अपनी business grow करनी है, show me that. So I will show it to you. I will tell you and present you my registered 9 brand shastras. And if you follow those 9 brand shastras, your business will grow. But they are brand shastras. They are related to brand. Okay. The first thing is need shastra. Need पैदा करो. या अगर need है, तो उन्हें cater करो. Because all marketing, all businesses start with a need. Suddenly there is a need for masks. Oh my God, so many people. You know, in Mumbai city, tailors have stopped making shirts and pants. They are only stitching masks and they are doing roaring business. Okay, but there are other people who have come out with branded masks. There's a new need. Many years ago, there was a need in India and much before that in the US and other parts of the world of clean water, then mineral water. I remember I was director of Parle and handling various brands, including Fruity, Happy, and Bailey, and the mineral water ones. The other side was Bisleri, etc. So today it's become big. I remember launching the #1 brand in natural mineral water in India of Tata's called Himalayan Mineral Water. So there was a need, and that was created. So first step is need shastra. Find out the gaps, find out the needs, find out the new needs. And if there is a need, cater to it. And if there is no need, create it. Cricket's again there. कि अगर बॉल आ रहा बैट पे तो मारो, मगर अगर बॉल बैट पे नहीं आ रहा तो बैट को ले जाओ ना बॉल की तरफ. But unless both of them connect, the need and the marketeer, you will not have a business. Second shastra is the seed shastra, the seed of an idea. You have to be in a position to be able to have an idea. Idea is valued very highly, but it costs nothing. And if you have original ideas, please, intellectual property wise, please register them. When our Prime Minister had come and was speaking to the Congress, he said that over 30 million Americans bend their back every day, and I still not claim the IPR for yoga. IPR, intellectual property right, is very, very important. If you have an idea, then you need to register it. But it has to be an original idea. Na kisi nu chori karan diyo, na kisi di chori karo. But that's the second one, the seed of the idea. I'll give you an example. We have an international school here in Mumbai. It's been 16 years. It's the highest renowned school. Of course, the fees are also amongst the highest. So I remember the client telling me that we are based in Juhu after 1 year. Can we get students from South Mumbai, from the best schools, Cathedral, Campion, to come to the Juhu school, École Mondiale World School, which was created. And so he said, I'm willing to keep 2 crores aside and please do any advertising. I said, no need. I just want you to buy 2 school buses, yellow color, nice curtains, AC, uniform driver and conductor. Inside we'll put an LCD and we'll have National Geographic and other things in place. In the morning at 8:30, 2 of them will go from 2 places from suburbs to South Bombay and come back. And in the afternoon, after school is over, the client looked at me and said, Kapoor sahab, but bus ke andar to koi nahi hoga. So I told him that only you and me know, na? And is there a law that empty buses can't go up and down? For 3 months they went up and down. People from South Bombay, the hoity-toity crowd, Cuff Parade, Altamont Road. He said, bus aati hai. मतलब यहाँ से बच्चे जाते होंगे, हमारे बच्चे को भी डाल देते. Today, 42% of all kids who study in that suburb school Juhu come from. It is the power of the idea and how well you execute that builds the brand. So the fear that you have, brand building needs a lot of money to be spent. No, you need to spend a little money, more than that time, more than that effort, but most important strategy. Yeah. The third brand shastra of mine is the heat shastra. Heat shastra means people must be aware about you. And that's where my Jo Dikhta Ho Bikhta comes into place. You need to be able to have people understand you and know about you. The fourth is deed Shastra. They must at least try you. If they haven't tried you, then how can they say? So films ke trailers hote hai na? Why are trailers made? Actually, it is trailer which has been converted into trailers. So you sample. Mithai ki dukaan janne asi. Chakne thoda jinna. Fir कहने आधा किलो दे दो. That is trial. So only if you generally get trial done, and that is the deed Shastra, people will go and buy. And my process is very simple. First, do mental sampling. Answer the question why. Then do physical sampling. Make them try. And then do financial sampling. Make them buy. Why? Try, buy. Mental sampling, physical sampling, then financial sampling. And then you can grow your business. There is no problem. So therefore, my brand mantra here in Deed Shastra is sample to sell ample. I've written many books, 24 brand mantras, 9 brand shastras, etc. But the key thing is practice it. And it doesn't cost. The fifth one is what I say, feed Shastra. Repeats. You liked a movie, you saw it again and again. You liked a brand, you bought it again and again. So all businesses build on repeat customers. So sixth brand Shastra of mine is speed Shastra. Now that you've built your business in a small geographical area, start spreading. Speedily start spreading. We have here a business which was there. Unfortunately, the owner committed suicide. 1,800 CCDs, cafe coffee day. But then Starbucks has come in India. And Starbucks is doing a splendid job here. But they are adapting. And they are speeding up. And slowly rolling out. Okay. The fact is, after you got your need Shastra, your seed Shastra, your heat Shastra, your deed Shastra, your feed Shastra, now you need to do the speed Shastra. Spread out. The seventh one, and I only have 9, is the creed Shastra. This is the speed breaker. Under no circumstance, please break the trust of your customers or consumers. Because another word for brand is trust. Don't try to compromise. Don't break the quality. Don't reduce the service. If you want to charge a little more, charge a little more, but give the best quality. You know, all over the world, all customers are world-class customers. And they deserve world-class products and services. So when we say Creed Shastra, it means credibility. We've had the best of beverage companies in India, and I don't want to name them. You know all of them. The best of chocolate companies in the world, I don't want to name them. But they've had problems. They've had problems where someone said there is pesticide in the beverage and sales went down. The CEOs lost their jobs. Someone said there are worms in the chocolate. Sales went down. CEO lost his job. So the fact of the matter is, you cannot be doing something which compromises the quality and especially the perceived quality. So credibility, I don't mind instead of selling 100, selling 90. But don't break the trust of the customer. That is the most valuable thing in marketing. The penultimate one, the second last brand Shastra of mine, is the breed Shastra. There are many other competitors who will come in. There are many others who will be international and national competitors who will fight with you. You need to breed your brand. That means market share. If the market is growing at 90% and you are growing at 30%, you're losing market share. But if the market is growing at 90% and you are also growing at 90%, you're stable. But if market is growing at 90% and you're growing at 100%, you're gaining market share. Because it's not what is the growth you get, but it's what is the relative growth that you're getting. And therefore, you need to increase the market share. And let me tell you one more. I'm not a finance guy. But if your market share goes up, your share market will also go up. Both are related, market share and share market. Okay. And finally, I come to the last brand Shastra of mine out of the 9 brand Shastras. That is Exceed Shastra. exceed beyond the expectation of the customer in terms of service, in terms of being able to understand, in terms of their aspiration, in terms of anticipating the needs. And if you exceed the customer's expectation, the customer will exceed your profit expectations. So these 9 brand shastras of mine, which are registered, copyrighted, intellectual property right protected, you are free to use all these, but see to it that you give credit to the author, please. Pet Pilatpat Varna. And at that point of time, if you'll see that from need shastra to exceed shastra, if you follow these 9 brand shastras, from need to exceed, you will definitely succeed. Thank you very much for inviting me and giving me a chance to express and share with you how to build businesses through your brands. If there are any questions, I'd be delighted to answer. Thank you. Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you, Sukhdeep. Thank you,
so much, sir.
Arman. Thank you,
It was
Kapil.
very enlightening.
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, Ji. If there are any questions, if there are time for a couple of questions, I'm happy to answer. Otherwise, we can move on. Yes, Ji. Arvinder Ji. Yes, Arvinder and then Jyoti. Yeah.
Hi. This is so relevant. Thank you, sir, so much for the presentation. That really. So as I mentioned earlier, as Sukhdeep ji also mentioned, we are a startup and working with a lot of farmers and artisans and social enterprises across India. And we are trying to build the first organic brand from Punjab for the global audience. And one of the tags that probably could be missing there is the first farmer-owned brand. Most of the brands are company-owned. We are trying to build a brand which is community-owned and owned by the farmers. So my quick question would be that would these mantras be applicable when we apply it to the same? Could these be applicable to when we are trying to build a farmer-owned brand as well?
Yes, let me answer you, Arvinder. Absolutely. These brand mantras are applicable to all types of brands. Like, it's a wonderful thing. First of all, congratulations that you want to have a farmer-owned brand. And you can have that. Many years ago, many decades ago, Amul did that. And Amul is a huge brand in terms of cooperative farming. But basically, let me tell you that there are 5 types of brands and they're applicable. These brand shastras and mantras are applicable to all of them. It could be a social brand like the one you're doing. It could be a product brand. It could be a service brand. It could be a corporate brand. It could be a store brand. It could even be a personality brand. It could be a person who can be converted into a brand. So to answer your question, Harvinder, yes, these 9 brand shastras are absolutely relevant and valid for the venture that you're taking. I wish you all the best. Yes,
thank you, sir.
There will be adaptation, there will be proportions different, but yes, to answer your question, they are very much valid.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, Jyoti. Jyoti, you have to unmute. Unmute. Jyoti, you'll have to unmute.
Vinita, can we go ahead and unmute Jyoti, please?
I did unmute. Vanita had to do.
Yeah, there you. Yeah.
Listen, I don't have a question. All I know is now on my way to become a billionaire, and you're on the spot, Mr. Kapoor. That's all. Thank you. Great.
Jyoti, you should spread light of knowledge and money. Live up to your name, Jyoti.
I try. Trust me, I try. I try hard. People who know me will say that. Please watch for me, guys.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you.
So, Kapoor Saab, my name is Vinny Mahajan. Congratulations. Such a powerful, enlightening presentation. I think I would like to read a book if you have some book, if you have written. And
sure.
One of the Shastras, you think with the advent of social media and internet, some element of Shastra could be incorporated that could be like your 10th Shastra. that how to incorporate social media, internet, because with the blazing speed,
Very good.
that's what it is. So what do you say about that?
Sure. Let me share with you that all this is part of the heat shastra. It's already there. Let me share with you that there are 5 different ways, and I don't know why I'm coming back to 5, maybe because of Punjab. There are 5 kinds of media, okay? One is print with newspaper and magazines. The second one is television, audiovisual. The third one is outdoor, billboards and hoardings. The fourth one is radio, could be FM and others. And the fifth one is what you were referring to, which is social media, internet. You could have WhatsApp, you could have LinkedIn, you could have Facebook, you could have all that. All that's part of the 5 media options that are there. So it is very much part of the heat shastra. The only difference is that in the last decade or so, the proportion of media which is being spent gets changed. Let me tell you, if we go back hundreds of years, advertising used to happen through a sandwich man. There was a man who would wear a placard in front and a placard back and walk. So people in front and behind could see it. Then that was considered old media. Then you suddenly had newspaper advertising and magazine advertising. So that got considered new media, and the sandwich man became old media. Then suddenly you had television. Television became new media, and the newspaper and print and sandwich became old. Then you had radio. Radio became new media, others became old media. Now we have social media. That's the new media. God knows what will happen tomorrow. Maybe there'll be something in space, or maybe there'll be something else. I will tell you what I'm following. All my clients and all the sales guys of my clients, I have got them. They have to go and wear masks when they go out in the market. I've got all of them to wear branded masks. Each of their companies' brands are on their masks. And that's a new media. So social media, what you're referring to is a little more than social media, I would say, digital marketing. In digital marketing, that is very much part of the heat shastra because it keeps evolving. So yes, you have a very good point, but we don't have to create another shastra. It is there in the third shastra, heat shastra. That's one of the options which could be there for the media out of the 5 options. I hope I've answered your question.
Sir, do you have a book that you wrote? Can you mention if that book is available on Amazon or online? Or you have
Sure,
any...
sure. It's available online. It's available on Amazon. And I will send a whole list to Gary and Sukhdeep, and he could circulate it and share it with everyone. I've written 19 books, only in brand marketing, and I'll share it there, and it can be circulated. It's there online. It's available. I've been teaching brand marketing strategy for the last 34 years at Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management, which is one of the top institutes in India. And I teach there, and I've written a number of books. I will be glad to share the list with Sukhdeep. And yes, it is available on Amazon. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do I have a question? Making a request?
Sure.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Sergi, I cannot appreciate you enough to put up such an impressive and honestly very impressive and very inspiring presentation.
Sir, I'm part of your community, so we should all be impressed with us.
You know, I have to be impressed. If I don't have somebody to look up to, honest to God, that's really.
Thank you.
I truly appreciate Gary Pasricha bringing us all together. And Jyoti Soni, she's amazing. You expressed it beautifully. She is the light of our lives. And she is really inspiring too. She is bringing so much together. Her strives and her efforts with Gary together, they're amazing. I have a very, very cute and fast question. I mean, that I see, I heard your mantras and the mantras were beautiful. And yes, we've gone through the mantras as you grow along in life. I'm 58 years old and I figured, shared your mantras or heard your mantras, jo dikhta hai, so bikta hai. So it's commendable that it came from you. And again, going back into time and now trying to readdress the issues, what comes down, let stumbling blocks be the stepping stones. Now the stumbling blocks are these, a lot of these franchises, even in the United States, these fast food franchises. By the way, we own 3 food courts in Punjab.
Wow.
And they're under the society code, and we have now a Society Plaza, which is coming on, which was the original Society Cinema, which was the first cinema to be ever built in Ludhiana, which is now converted into a mall.
Right.
So what we feel is we have a lot of opportunity. Where does one, is there a, I mean, that'd be a stupidest question. I know you're an inspirer, but since you go through so much, is there a place where we could get the brand? Can we buy these brands to take them to India, who are, you know, trying to build a brand again at 58? I'll probably be dead to even before my brand launches. So the best bet would be to get a brand and process it and take it further. Is there somewhere we could meet on your dime, on later on in your time, and figure out if there's something we can do?
I've shared my coordinates with Sukhdeep and Gary, both the telephone as well as the email, and feel free to get in touch, no problem at all. Let me tell you that the industry all over the world, and you talked about food franchising and everything else, has been growing very fast, and it will continue to grow. Only thing one has to be able to understand is that there will be changes. Last week, I got a mailer from the Marriott. Marriott is now the largest chain in India. And I live across the Powai Lake, which is one of the suburbs in Mumbai. And there's a large Renaissance and Marriott there. And I got a mailer from them that they have launched Marriott on wheels. So if customers can't go to them, they will go to customers. And they will bring the entire menu.
Oh.
Yeah. So they have launched Marriott on wheels. This is an American brand who is adapting here. And last week, I will share, because you are part of my community, I will share that my company celebrated, Samsika Marketing celebrated its 25th anniversary year. While building brands, we built over 902 brands. So Starbucks, the neighborhood Starbucks, very kind of the manager and the district manager to actually have sent a whole hamper to us free of cost, because we are their regular customers. And they said, you want Starbucks, we'll deliver it to your home. So things have changed in food franchising, where they've realized that if customers can't come to us, maybe we can go to customers. They may charge a little more for delivery, but you can still get the best experience of Marriott cuisine and Starbucks coffee. And so food franchising is becoming interesting, and people will have to make sure. In fact, in Punjab, my son showed it to me, in Zirakpur, they have a large drive-through Starbucks has started, which is the first drive-through in India, a huge one for Starbucks, wherein you can actually drive through and be able to enjoy your coffee and everything else from Starbucks. So food franchising is big, but I will share, my coordinates are with Sukhdeep, and the list of books I'll share, and it would be a delight to help you to build up. And,
it sure is our amazing delight, sir. That is all I can say. Thank you very much. I'll leave it on to other panelists to have other questions for you.
Most welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mickey Ji. First of all, for those who don't know, Mickey Ji is a trustee with our chamber as well, and without him, this would not have been possible. He's very humble, so he's giving accolades to everybody else. But thank you. This is Mickey Chadda, who just asked the previous question.
Nice to meet you, Mickey.
And just to put
Pleasure,
reference
absolutely.
there, and he's been our biggest supporter from day one. One of the original founding members. And
great.
Thank you. And just briefly on behalf of the Punjabi Chamber, right? How can a nonprofit also create a brand for themselves?
Beautiful.
And you know, we've been at it for quite some time.
Absolutely.
And you know, what recommendations do you, small recommendation that you would have, at least for a nonprofit like ours?
Frankly, the 9 brand shastras are as applicable to a non-profit organization as a profit organization. And let me tell you that, in fact, in today's world, a lot of brands are being built by non-profit organizations. And we've helped a number of them because at the end of the day, what is a brand? A brand has core values. And I was very impressed, and I'm saying it for the third time, Gary, that when I was reading that objective of the memorandum, it was very, very clear that it was written there about growing entrepreneurs' business, leading professionals, leading their business, and there was one more. Now, given those clarity of objectives, and since you are Punjab Chamber of Commerce, and commerce is the soul of and the main objective of this enterprise, even though it's non-profit, the brand can be built in a very, very large manner. And the brand can actually pull more memberships and people, pull more people to contribute, pull corporations to collaborate, and a number of things can happen, 1,000 things can happen. But very much a non-profit organization can become a very, very large and strong brand as long as the principles of branding are followed. And it's very much possible. We've helped a number of them do it across the world. And a brand is built of core values. It's very important that, and you have some core values clearly defined. Sometimes, you know, non-profit organizations have an organization, but they don't have core values. They don't have clear objectives. And I must again appreciate and respect, right from Gary to Sudeep to the entire team, that you are very clear in that slide which I read, that you have these 3 core values. And since you have core values, they can be built to a different level. I give you the example as an analogy. You know, there's a wonderful brand, and each of you will be aware that there's a brand called Lux beauty soap from the Unilever group, which is there in many parts of the world, including India. What is the core value of Lux? The core value of Lux is, I will give you beauty. And on the other hand, there's another UK brand called Dettol, right? And what is the core value of Dettol? Dettol says, I will give you hygiene. No one who wants beauty will use Dettol. And no one who wants hygiene will use Lux. So they are clear core values, and that is the reason why the brands are so powerful and have lasted 80 years, 90 years, 100 years. Similarly, the Punjab Chamber of Commerce and the various chapters that you have some core values. Based on those core values and through the 9 brand clusters, a very, very strong brand, a growing brand can be built, and that should not be a problem. If you did not have core values, if you did not have an organization, if you did not have a team, then that would have to be set up. But having met all of you, you guys are so enthusiastic and you guys are fully involved, passionately involved. So I'm sure that with the right principles and the right guidance, a very strong non-profit organization brand can be built. And I'm sure that you're alluding to your own chamber. And yes, this can be a very strong brand.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We do have some more questions. Can I read them out?
Sure, sure, please.
Mr. Sharanjit Singh Ji, he is raising a question. How do we sell inventories of real estate in Mumbai? Clients are visiting but unable to take any decision.
Well, may I know the name of the gentleman so I can address it?
Sharanjit Singh. Mr. Sharanjit Singh.
Okay, Sharanjit Singh. Sharanjit Singh Ji, I have handled about 27 real estate clients across the last 25 years. In Mumbai, you would be knowing famous brands like Hiranandani and Oberoi Realty and Vatva and many others. Real estate is something which has gone through a transition. Earlier, there were builders and developers, and there was mistrust, there was distrust. And that was the reason why the real estate industry had to take a knock. But amongst the new entrepreneurs who have come in the last decade or two, there has been transparency and trust come in. And I'll give you a simple analogy.
Hello.
Earlier, there was a situation where people would invest in an under construction real estate project. And they would be told you will get possession in 3 years, 4 years. And it would be 9 years, 10 years, they still haven't got possession. So obviously, trust goes away, brand goes away, and then you have a problem. But now, the right way of doing it is that you make sure that you have ready stock. And if you have ready stock, there are people who are willing to buy, whether it's 3 BHK, 4 BHK, or a bungalow, or a 5-bedroom all kitchen, however expensive, they're willing to pay and move in next day, provided you have that. Because now they want it off the shelf. So real estate has gone through a transition. And you cannot be now in real estate by using the customer's money and then slowly building it up and still not giving possession on time. But if you have ready stock and your apartment's ready or the villa's ready, and you say, okay, now here you are, I'm selling it at 30% premium, higher than the market, but I'm giving you possession the next day with all clearances, OC, everything. Oh, the real estate, those brands are booming. So it depends on how you go about it. So real estate, in my mind, this is the best time to be able to market and build brands and sell in real estate. Everyone thinks this is the worst time. According to me, it's the reverse. I'll tell you why. Earlier, people had the money, but they didn't have the time. So you're following up with a client, he's saying, I'm in a board meeting, I'm traveling. Today, where will he travel? Yaar? There's no travel, he घर पे बैठा हो, ठीक है? What time है उसके पास? तो पहले पैसा था, time नहीं था. अभी पैसा भी है, time भी है. So now you can sell even more, provided your brand strategy is correct. I hope I have answered you, Janji. Yes, Subhi.
Mr. Rajan Manchanda, he asked that does overexposure of a brand not harm the brand? Some brands repeatedly advertise every hour on TV channels. It is so irritating that you feel like smashing the TV set itself. You start hating the brand.
What is the gentleman's name?
Just a second, sir.
He's Rajan Manchanda.
Rajan Manchanda, yes. Rajanji, I totally agree with you 100%. You will be surprised. How come I agree with you when I'm a marketing person? I will tell you why I agree with you. See, brand building is like making dal. वो दाल दे विच ना मुट्ठी भर दाल पाओ और चुटकी भर नमक. And namak is advertising. मगर अगर दाल दे विच चुटकी भर दाल पाओ और मुट्ठी भर नमक कौन खाएगा? So overexposure is horrible. You're not only wasting your money, not only irritating customers, having nuisance value and getting a negative impact. In my opinion, my brand mantra is advertising should be used like salt in the right proportion. बिना नमक दे स्वाद नहीं है. ज़्यादा नमक problem create करता है. So you have to have that balance. And yes, I agree. It is so irritating that it, instead of having a positive impact, can land up with a negative impact. So you have to use it. Don't overexpose, don't underexpose, but please relevantly expose.
Kapoor Sahab, can I ask one more question?
Sure, Ji. Sure.
Okay, so one of the predicament and the challenge is that, see, as part of your journey, what it is that the customers are on the receiving end, and the company, the enterprise, is on the transmission end. They are transmitting and they're receiving, right? But right. Now with the internet and social media, what has happened, especially with a budding entrepreneur, that some people, they maybe because they are a competitor, maybe they're an industrial spy, they can badmouth you online. Whether you have an event management company, whether you are a law firm, financial services, and unnecessarily create like a headache where people can say, oh, I saw these comments, I don't know. So now you got to go and defend. So what is your good strategy? What best is to ignore them and saying, hey, listen, it's like, you're trying to book a hotel to Europe. You see like there are 1,500 comments which say you should stay in Milan at this hotel. But then there are 45 comments which say, this hotel was horrible. So I just go with the majority and I say, hell with the minority one. So what is your take on that?
Good question. I'll share with you. See, first of all, we have to understand and we have to be open-minded that things will change. So internet has brought in a lot of change, right? So since internet is there, everything has become transparent, everything, anyone can comment. Earlier what used to happen is कि कोई टांगा वाला कमेंट करता है, कोई रिक्शा वाला कमेंट करता है, उन ये नहीं है, उन पूरी दुनिया इंटरनेट पे कमेंट करती है, right? So what is the first strategy? First strategy is please have a good brand with good product quality, good service with good service quality, so the chances of people speaking well about you increases. That is the first thing. Okay. The second thing is, if there are people who are bad mouthing you, maybe a competitor, maybe someone who is attacking you, etc., there is something called ORM, which is online reputation management. There are tools for that, and there are strategies for that, which has to be done, because reputation is the most valuable tool that you have. So you need to use ORM. The third thing is, there will be people who will badmouth you, but there will be people who will love you also. So you have to make sure that you also are able to bring forth those people who love you. There is no brand in the world where 100% people love them. There is no brand in the world where 100% people hate them. The guys who love Coke don't like Pepsi. The guys who like Pepsi don't like Coke. The guys who like Thumbs Up maybe don't like both of them, right? So, but all three are very strong brands. The guys who like one president don't like the others. The guys who don't like the president like the others. So the important thing is, we can't shut them out, but we can manage it. And that is why it's called online reputation management. So first, you need to be good so that you're seen to be good. Second, if someone is attacking you, you need to do something called online reputation management, which is ORM. Thirdly, you need to be able to highlight on a constant basis, even though someone will say, "Arey, he's being immodest, he's blowing his own trumpet." No. If there are good things which have happened, if there are good comments which have happened, then you need to highlight it. Don't lose a single instance to highlight it. Like, for example, your initiative of opening the Bombay chapter, right? Highlight it throughout the world. I'm sure 50 more chapters will come up. Inspired. But don't keep quiet. Don't keep quiet about it. So all the positives that are there, you need to highlight. So maybe then there will be a fight between the positive comments and the negative comments, and then you have an overshadow, and then the decision is of the customer. But supposing you sit back and don't do anything about it, then that could be dangerous. So my advice would be, do these three things and accept as a part of life. There are some people who used to badmouth you behind your back. Now through internet, they do it in your face. So that's fine. Bad mouthing has not increased. Highlighting the bad mouthing has increased. आपको पता नहीं कि आपके पीठ के पीछे कौन गंदा बोल रहा है. अभी आपको पता चल रहा है कि आपके मुंह पे कौन गंदा बोल रहा है. फर्क वही है. उतना ही गंदा बोल रहे हो. उतना ही अच्छा बोल रहे हैं. But you have to handle these three things through these three strategies. That's my advice.
All right.
Another thing I'd like to share here in terms of online. Some people believe there must be only offline business. That is wrong. Some people believe there should be only online business. Even that is wrong. Businesses have to be done in a manner wherein, in my opinion, again registered, not online, not offline. It has to be in line with the customer's expectation. And then your businesses grow. Unfortunately, the internet has online selling was done for convenience, but it's got degenerated to discount. And finally, I'd like to leave with a comment to Gary and the entire team and all the people who have patiently listened to me. Another very strong weapon in brand marketing and building and growing your business is the brand mantra which I'm sharing with you. The brand mantra which I'm sharing with you is samband, nahi to sab band. Build up relationships to build brands and to build businesses. Samband, nahi to sab band. And that is a very powerful thing which doesn't cost money.
Beautifully expressed. Very nicely expressed.
Thank you.
Really appreciative of this. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Jyoti. You guys have been wonderful. And thank you, Colonel Saab, also for hosting this such a beautiful event. Kapoor Saab, my commendations to you, sir. I'm speechless.
Thank you,
speechless. Please, thank you very much. We shall connect, definitely.
No, thank you so much, everyone. This is, once again, this is what the Punjabi Chamber is about. And I'd like Kapilji, if Kapilji is there, to say a few words, because you know today is a special day as well.
Yeah, it's somebody's birthday.
Yeah. So, thank you, Jagdeep. Day for you, and I know you closely, and I know that on every birthday affair with her. So, taking out your precious time, we want to wish your wife a very happy birthday. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Sukhdeep.
Thank you so
Lovely
much.
having you.
Thank you,
God,
Thank you so
God,
much.
God bless you all. Just everyone else, we have a few final words, and I want to thank everyone for coming here. And Sukhdeep ji, if you can at least, introduce our co-chairs and have them do their final remarks, I appreciate it.
कहना जिथे पंजाबी होंदे ने उत्थे मेले लग जांदे ने सो आज मेले भी ने गेले भी ने और बहुत सारी नॉलेज भी है थैंक यू सो मच सर may I please request our co-chairs Mumbai co-chairs Mrs. Harpreet Randhawa ji and Mr. Harvinder Matharu ji to please give a vote of thanks to everyone.
Well, I'll take the first privilege of thanking Gary, Sukhdeep, to get me on board as a co-chair and be able to contribute to the community. As a person, as a professional, as an entrepreneur, a women entrepreneur, of course, service is there. That is the prime objective of my work as well. But at the same time, I want to thank Mr. Jagdeep Kapoor. In your a little talk that you shared with all of us, it was so valuable that it has answered all my questions. Personally speaking, yes, a lot of questions have been answered. I have not put across any question to you because silently everything was being, spoken by a gentleman like you. And I hope that it has added value to each one of us who attended this short session, presented by you. It was very, very short, crisp, and it will help small entrepreneurs like us to, give a little boost to ourselves. Especially it is a kind of an injection that has been given to us in this downtime that we all are into. Thank you on behalf of the PCC Mumbai. I leave it at that. Harvinder, please take over. Thank you, everyone, being there.
Thank you, Harpreet. Sanu pehla ta sareyan nu thank you for attending. Gary, Sukhdeep, Kapoor sir, Kapil sir, everyone, very, very thank you, and to all the members who have joined in and been patient enough with all of us. Such wonderful inputs by Kapoor sir. मैं आज वही सोचन दिया सीगा कि अगर होर भी कोई चीज होंदी जे जेड़ा मैं मांगदा रहंदा पिछले 1-2 सालां च आज वो भी पूरी हो जानी सीगी. I would be honest, I've been मैं बहुत टाइम तो क्रिब करन दिया सीगा कि किदा पंजाबी इकट्ठे होके काम नहीं कर सकते क्यों नहीं कर सकते ते when Gary नाल मेरी पहला गल हुई ते मैनू लग्या कि मैं क्या बाबे ने सुन ली लगदा and with the kind of community that we are, open, wanting to reach out, चप्पी पाके काम करनी, पूरा मन लगा के काम करना, that's one of the things that really inspired me. ਹੁਣ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਆਈਓ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ we are gonna make it big. ਅਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ, ਕੀਰਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ, ਔਰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸਾਥ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਹੋਰ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਧਣਾ. Thank you so much, everyone. And this is Harvinder Singh, co-chair, along with Harpreet. We are wanting to thank every one of you all for your time, efforts, and contributions, sharing your knowledge. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I have a rare privilege of introducing two more powerhouses here. They are the Panthers of PCC. They are the real woman power. May I introduce Ms. Isha Bhandari, our advisor, PCC. Let me read a few lines on her. Isha Bhandari is an international social scientist, chairperson, DSB Foundation India, director, India Global Goodwill Ambassadors Foundation, US, advisor to national and international charities. She has voiced many forums in India and abroad at the House of Commons and House of Lords, UK. And she has also been a TEDx speaker, Madagascar. Ma'am, I believe that I absolutely understand the CV. It runs into many pages, actually, into heaps of pages. But due to the shortage of time, I'm giving a just iota so that everybody could, connect with you. Please say a few words.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I want to be very, very short, but congratulations, Gary G, for another chapter launch of Mumbai. And I would really like to thank Mr. Kapoor. It was so worthwhile listening to you. I think so much of value has been added to our mindset, basically, and we need to open our minds now. And I'm very happy to say that we are getting tremendous response wherever we are talking about collaborations or associations with other people, with PCC. So I'm happy to say that the brands, like Mr. Kapoor says, it's a brand that matters. So we are happy to have SOCHAM with us, Invest India, the government team, Marketplace, ICC, that is the International Chamber of Commerce, FICCI, CII, Indian Bank Association, World Trade Center with us. So I think me and Sukhdeep have been at it, and we are very happy to get very positive response from all of them. And I'm sure furthermore associations and collaborations with everybody. So thank you and congratulations to the chair, co-chair, Sukhdeep and Vinita for putting up such a great show today. Thank you.
This is a turn of next Punjab di Kudi. She's headquartered in New Jersey and Florida, USA. May I have the rare privilege of inviting Jyoti Soni. She is an internationally celebrated designer, painter, writer, influencer, speaker, event designer, and a food stylist parallel to none. Over the last 2 decades, she has owned and opened the most prestigious restaurants, banquets, designed events, designed decors, catered, and the list goes on and on. From White House in Washington under George Bush to palaces in India, she has done it all. It's all you now, ma'am. Over to you. Thank you.
Oh, Sukhdeep, thank you so much for that lovely introduction. But honestly, I'm in so sync with what Mr. Kapoor had said. Before I go into that, I'd like to congratulate everybody, Gary, especially you. Yeah, Gary, it says, nothing happens till you start a movement, and you really did. You planted the seed, you're nurturing it, and it's flourishing. So congratulations, it's like a dream come true. And all the other people who've joined Gary, to do this. Secondly, I also want to thank Kapil for bringing Mr. Kapoor. It was very instrumental. So Kapil, I owe it to you. Love you. Thank you for that. Thirdly, to go back to the session, Mr. Kapoor, I completely agree with you about the brand building. It's all about your integrity. It's all about your commitment, keeping your commitments. It's about delivering your promises. It's about hard work. They say no pain, no gain. So it was very enlightening. You just endorsed everything that I stand for. And as far as I'm a little drop in the ocean for Punjabi Chamber of Commerce, Gary, I thank you for giving the privilege of, sorry, my phone fell out, to join you. So I'm going to try my best to bring on board all my networking that I've created over the last 3 decades and all the experience that I've gathered over the last 2.5 decades, that I can really fulfill all the dreams that you guys have, visioned to take Punjab Chamber of Commerce worldwide. And I'm very, very excited to be on board and to be part of this. And thank you also, Sukhdeep ji, Vinita, everybody involved and putting this presentation together. I think it was a great success, and congratulations and best wishes. And PCC all the way. Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Sukhdeep. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I can talk.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was wonderful. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Colonel Narendra Pal Singh ji, he is presently holding the portfolios of Director Business Development Global from UK, ASEAN, a Southeast Asia-based offshore fund with debt syndication in 35 countries, including US. He is also the Director Global Business of Paris-based non-profit organization associated to bring FDIs globally. Colonel Singh is also Director Global Business for Indo-Latin American Chamber of Commerce, India Incident on Latin American countries for bilateral trades. May I please give a very warm welcome to Colonel Narinder Pal Singh once again, and I would like to invite Sir to say a few words on today's event. Sir.
Sukhdeep, thank you very, very much for your kind words. Gary, I think the beginning was when I met you in January in US, in your office. It was very kind of you that we tried to share something at the chamber level. And after that, Sukhdeep called me up 2 days back and he said that I must attend this. At the onset, let me congratulate all of you, the trustees, the chair, for the wonderful launch what you had. I was listening very apt in a wonderful way when Kapil introduced Kapoor Sahab. And though one always feels that one has learned so many things in life, having been a paratrooper and commando and spent on some time in surgical strikes and in army for 33 years and had a stint to head number of companies spanning from diamond to real estate, construction, technology from Israel and finance and all that. But I realized that there's so much to learn. Mr. Kapoor, as he brought out in a number of ways, and my total compliments to him, such a wonderful session he had, and he had one applaud from everybody. I think the vision of Gary, what he told me there, is a wonderful vision. Today, in this pandemic situation when the youth is struggling, and more so now Punjabi youth with which Gary has started, when youth is struggling to get the job. And I was very much impressed with what narration he gave in the beginning, that on one call, somebody could attend to that particular person who wanted a job. I think in our capacity, in a very humble capacity, is a very good effort. I can say a wonderful audience. I can see a number of people sitting here of repute. And Gary, thank you very much and Sukhdeep, that you brought me on this panel. Very kind of you for all the good words. I think in whatever humble way I can contribute to the chamber, it will be a matter of pride for me. I'm in Mumbai, so feel free to contact me here. And thank you very, very much. Wish you all the very success for the chambers. God bless everybody. And Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Punjabi Chamber of Commerce also had a very rare privilege of having many associations and chambers on this event today. May I please request if Ms. Meenakshi Sharma, Assistant Secretary General of SHM, is here today, or Ms. Payal, if she is here today, they would like to contribute, would like to say a few words if they are there. May I please request Ms. Rupa Naik if she is there from World Trade Center, Mumbai? Yeah.
Good evening. This is Meenakshi here, and Sukhdeep ji, thank you so much for inviting me to this event. It was absolutely a delight to listen to the speakers, and I'm very, very happy to represent ASSOCHAM here. I'm sure ASSOCHAM and Punjabi Chamber of Commerce can explore and see how we can collaborate in meaningful ways. You know, that's where the strength of chambers lie, that they bring their networks along and the power of thinking together. So I'm looking forward to collaborating with PCC. I'm very excited about it, and I'm sure there are ways in which ASSOCHAM and PCC can collaborate. Congratulations once again to everybody at the chamber for expanding like this, for opening new chapters, and for bringing new ideas and new visions on board. Congratulations once again on behalf of ASSOCHAM, and thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. And we are very grateful to you and Ms. Isha ji also for having us connected. Thank you so much. May I have the rare privilege of inviting Ms. Rupa Naik from World Trade Center, Mumbai, if she's here, or any of the representative from World Trade Center? Yeah. Mr. Anurag Avasthi from the product manager from GEM, if he's here, would you like to say a few words, sir? Mr. Anurag Avasthi ji. As I often iterate that while our inaugural ship reaches the shore, but the shore is not the end of the journey, because it is only when we touch the shore that we are all ushered into a new world, a world of new opportunities, vistas, and above all, new growth and better opportunities as well. May I please thank you everyone for being here today. I'm also very grateful to our team, social media team, Vanita, for she has been with me for many days. She has been working on this. We are here to remember Jinia also. She's not well, she's in the hospital, but yes, our wishes are with her. She will get very well soon. Thank you very much, Jinia, for putting in your efforts. Despite being ill, you were on the bed, I know, but you contributed a lot towards the success of this event. Thank you so much. Above all, we are very grateful to Mr. Gurpreet Gary Pasricha ji, because under his vision, under his guidance, this wouldn't have been possible. Thank you so much, sir, and wish you all the very best. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Wonderful evening to everyone, and please stay safe. Thank you. All right, that's it. Thank you.